Uncle first, and then save and quit to Sanctuary, and then do the Kakariko route coming from the north. But, oh, actually, enough of that. They're starting. All right, $20 from the first chest.
A fresh 20 spot to start. Thank you, Uncle. Looks like both of these runners are opting for the route you just outlined right there.
Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty commonly accepted start to try and kill a guard and then pull the tree before you get to Uncle. Ooh, that's a good drop.
Oh man, what a tier 1 drop.
Yeah, that's basically the best you can hope for. That circumvents a lot of the bomb farming you'd normally have to do, or buying bombs.
Zeroatu just got a little bit of troll action going on from the bomb throwing guard. Unhappy with his tree pull.
Well, that's a lot of bombs in this seat, apparently.
Another fresh 20 spot. Nothing exciting yet, but the bomb drops are definitely going to unlock the Kakariko. Be a nice, easy go.
Ooh, full magic for Zeroatu. That might come in handy later.
Now, Zero choosing not to save and quit. Now, I wonder what his next move is going to be.
He might be... Oh, he's just going to try and do the rest of the escape. I think it's because he got so many bombs, he's just going to try and do it with the bombs, which, you know, when you have 10 bombs is totally doable.
Oh, for sure. It also saves. A lot of runners do kind of forget how escape, where they're going to route escape in later in their run. So if he can just get it out of the way nice and early, it could be some pretty good information for him.
Yeah, especially if there's something important in the bottom, and Akash waits till later to get, that can be a huge advantage.
Now Akash just shaking down that spider for the 20, so now we know that every spider up there will get a good boost in your rupees, which is pretty good for early routing. Maybe you need an early Zora, or maybe to alleviate some of the money you're going to lose buying that vendor.
Akash just checked the Lumberjack Cave. It was a piece of heart, so we know Aghanim won't be required in that case. Whether it's required to get across the river is another story.
It's always a nice sigh of relief seeing the item that you don't necessarily need on that ledge, meaning you're saving yourself several minutes trying to fight down Aghanim. Now, Akash taking a couple extra seconds to get that piece of heart, and it might end up helping him out later.
Yeah, it's always a tough call whether you should pick up the early heart pieces, because you never know if you're like really going to need them. Oh, Zeroatu takes a death.
He was having kind of a tough go about there. The guard kind of stabbed him, made him drop his bomb, and then he was kind of doing this little chicken and egg thing around. So that's a tough death, but not too bad on the time, I don't think.
Yeah, he will have to go back and finish it later, presumably. But maybe he'll just skip it and just hope that there's nothing too important down there. All right, Akash is heading into Blind's hut. See what we got in here.
Some nice rips in chat for our poor Zeroatu with a pretty unlucky death, but I'm sure he'll bounce back pretty easily, I think.
Nothing of note so far in Blind's hut. Let's see what's in the top chest. And Blind's hut is a bust.
Like this early in the route, you're not going to see a ton of deviation, so both players are probably going to clear out this village, see if we can find anything useful to really warp what we're going to be doing for the rest of the run.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes or so are largely scripted at this point, I feel like. Oh, Kakariko not having much. Oh, there's a sword. Sword's good. A weapon is definitely helpful early on.
Zero really getting the most out of these rupees. Really shaking that spider down for all of his lunch money.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta. Gotta get out there and hustle for that Zora money.
I like that the small routing by Zero, he drops down the hole and kind of goes to the left, assuming that ledge item is just going to be nothing that he's going to want.
It's a very optimistic playstyle. Ooh, our first item of note, the hammer, was in the bar.
Probably there to beat back some unwary patrons. We don't want to get a little rowdy in the Kakariko Nights.
Alright, let's see what's in the library. Ooh, the bow! That's big. Alright, well, we're gonna be coming back there at some point.
Well, now we know the boots are absolutely 100% needed in this seed, which is, for going fast, that's exactly what you want.
Right, just a heart container on the ledge. Kosh saving quits to the house. I'm assuming he's going to be doing the dam in the southern route. We'll see if he decides he wants to go to Ice Cave or if he's just going to skip that. A lot of people have been skipping Ice Rod Cave lately. So let's see if he goes or not.
Well, just on Link's own 2 feet, walking all the way to Ice Cave takes 20 to 30 extra seconds that you really don't want to lose that amount of time, because we've seen a lot of races being lost by that amount of time in this tournament here.
I know Zeroatu just checked the map. Was it all crystals? I think I saw all crystals. Did you catch that?
I did not quite catch it, but maybe I'll boot it over to chat, see if they've seen what we're needing. And a quick shout out to our tracker Flaffykins is in the chat. So if you see any good map opening, make sure to help him out with that. Drain the well to find nothing of use yet, but he's getting quite up there on the pieces of heart. Maybe it'll pay off for him. Which has Zeroatu robbing the Kuko lady for her last 20 rupees.
Alright, Akash is through the mini Moldorum cave. Let's see what we got in here. Ooh, Master Sword. That's kind of a bodes ill for whether Aghanim's required. Ooh, the Moon Pearl too. Okay. That's I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel like we're gonna have to fight Aghanim.
It's getting pretty dicey on that one. It's a roller coaster of emotions getting the Moon Pearl and the Master Sword in that cave. So we're either going to maybe see like a play at Ice Cave here?
Yeah, it looks like that's where we're going. Unless he's gonna hop. Nope, we're going to Ice Rod Cave.
No getting wet in the summers of Hyrule at the moment. No, this is
like Zeroatu is deviating from Akash. Looks like he's going to check the eastern area. Ooh, the gloves were an Ice Rod Cave. That's huge.
Oh, that never happens. Like usually you leave it. When you leave it till last, that's when there's something there. But that 30-second hike paying off for him.
That was a huge payoff.
But we're not going to be needing any Aghanim this time around. So Aghanim gets to stay in his tower, holding the fort down.
All right, nothing in Shahasala's hut. I say that right?
Shabadu, I think his name is.
Yeah, whatever his name is, you know. We all know him and love him. Brian on the Lake Hylia Island as Akash fake flippers up to Hobo.
Now, it's interesting. I do like the play for Zeroatu going over to Eastern Satchel's Hut, the 3 chests have been pretty lucrative in the last couple seeds that I've watched. So I mean, I could see why you would deviate pretty early going over there.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a matter of the order you want to do these 2 things in. Ooh, half magic at Hobo. I feel like I typically go to, do the dam and up the side, and then do Shahasala after, depending on what I get. But, I mean, you could really just pick and choose. I guess it's the call is if you want to dive into Eastern, which I've been a fan of lately, but, again, it's up to the runner's choice, what they like to do, what they're comfortable doing.
No, it's interesting. So with the items that we've seen so far, we've got access to gloves and Moon Pearl, so we're kind of on the cusp of what we can be doing. Like, what are the other options open to these runners at the moment, do you think?
Well, depending on what is in the Waterfall Temple, or the Waterfall Cave, we could see... well, we have Dark World access, that's for sure. Oh, we got a bottle for Sick Kid. So we could go do Hype Cave if we wanted to. Depending on if Akash knows how to do dark rooms, we could go up Death Mountain. That opens up a lot. I personally would just go into Dark World and start exploring there. I try to to do that as aggressively as possible, but let's see what these runners choose to do with their brand new items.
Now we get to see what Zeroatu might be doing now. Now, if he decides to take that jaunt over to our ice location to get himself a shiny new pair of gloves, that would really pay off for him.
Yeah, this is going to be a big decision point for him. It looks like he's probably going up there. Oh, wait. No, he's not. Oh, wow, this is going to be huge.
Roy taking a dip, so...
Yeah, this indicates to me that he's probably going to hold off on Ice Rod Cave, which is going to be a pretty big difference maker, I'd say.
Sick Kid hiding some loot under the bed. A little more money than the lady lives next door to him, but 300 cash is pretty good for checking Zora later. But we'll say though, Zeroatu is going to be getting the half magic soon, and that's always such a big help. Just like one of those, you don't need that item, but it's so nice and easy when you're getting into things that take a lot of magic, like T-Rock and down to Ice Palace. So hopefully it sets him up for a nice quick run for some of these dungeons later in the game.
It definitely makes a lot of dungeons and boss fights easier, having the half magic. I'm always happy to see it when I get it early. Alright, looks like Akash is... Let's see, we got Pendant Pod, Pendant Ice, Pendant Mire, and the green pendant is Ice.
That's a pretty good set of plays.
Crystal 6 is Swamp.
Ugh. See, now this is kind of a popular thing that a lot of people have been doing. The very early and very aggressive Skull Woods check.
Yeah, lately, some good items have been popping up in Skull. I'm not sure if that's intentional, but that seems to have been the case as of late.
Oh, and Zero taking a very untimely death here.
We got the cape for Akash.
Zeroatu is, I think, experiencing one of the more frustrating parts of the game, where now he's looking for that key item that really opens this whole thing up, and it being an ice cave, and a lot of runners don't check it until quite late in their light world exploration, so he could be up for kind of a frustrating next kind of 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, that was kind of a big hit, taking a death on the way to Ice Rod Cave, because typically what will happen is when you're trying to make a play that takes a lot of time, you die halfway there, you kind of want to just give up and try something else, because you don't want to risk wasting more time going after an item that ends up being not relevant. So it looks like he's just aborted that mission and is just going for Agata.
I mean, and Agata seems to be very close to kind of the Ice Rod Cave in terms of where you got to go.
We got a hook shot.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
so, you know, it's a push. He doesn't get close, but he gets hook shot, so... Alright,
Well,
looks
this
like...
got quite interesting.
It looks like Akash took a death in Skullwoods and then saving quit it out.
Well, he took a walk down and kind of gets shaken down by one of those bull-looking guards.
I see.
Now it looks like with some renewed equipment and a couple more items under his belt, more than just bombs, so it looks like Zero's going down to save Princess Zelda. Or if she was still in her cell.
Yeah, having the hook shot in the Master Sword is just gonna, like, make this a cakewalk. It's gonna be night and day from his earlier attempt at this.
Well, we got a really nice check on the map here. Crystal 5 being over at Eastern, followed by 4 being over at Desert, and 7 being up at Hera. So, but we can't let those pendants in the Dark World lull us into a false sense of security, because most of the time, in my experience with the V26, is that you have to go into all those dungeons anyways. Gosh, getting bodied by that bee in search of that fairy.
Hey man, sometimes those bees are out for blood.
Man, wouldn't you love to see something really exciting in Escape here? Ooh, a tempered sword.
That's very nice.
Oh,
wow. So I just realized, so Zero took that death in that room earlier before he got the chest, and the sword was in there. So if he had just looked for that room, he would have gotten a sword, and the rest of this would have been trivial.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah, I know.
This game is just filled with cold, cold irony.
I mean, that's why we love it, right? So somewhere deep down, we love the trolls.
Well, it's like being in their position. This would be like an awful, awkward seed, but we get to watch it in all of the glory.
So nothing other than the sword in Escape, but having Tempered, it does give you a pretty big advantage on fighting bosses. Going, you know, getting it this early can give you a lead in finishing dungeons.
Every second you gain on each boss you play is definitely going to be high up on the list there. Now, I'm surprised that neither runner have chosen to drop into those 3 chests in the back of Escape here. I mean, given Zero cannot yet, but those items still are looming, and Akash has left a lot of items left in the light world that hopefully won't come back to bite him.
I kind of like the way Akash is playing this. I try and get, you know, try and clear as many dungeons as possible as quickly as possible. And then, you know, I feel like doing the light world stuff is kind of incidental. You can kind of just do it on your way to things. I try to hold it off until I, like, realize I need something.
I can definitely agree with that. I can see that definitely working out, especially with the biases towards these dungeons. Zero is giving himself a nice base for when he finally does find those gloves and makes his way to the Dark World with a tempered sword and the hook shot.
Yeah, he's going to be able to make short work of a lot of the Dark World enemies.
Well, hopefully Zero can keep his dancing with the crabs a little to a minimum here as he reaches the Ice Rod Cave.
It is no joke. The crabs have bodied many a runner. Akash taking a death in Thieves.
See, while I like the very aggressive plays into some of these Dark World dungeons, a lot of these Dark World enemies hit for a ton of damage. So you got to be very, very careful and with your small amount of equipment to get in there.
Yeah, I mean, doing Thieves or really any Dark World dungeon on 5 hearts green mail is definitely a challenge. You pretty much only have 2 hits to give to any given enemy.
Now Zero finding the gloves, and now his head's got to be racing because he's realized that he found this. And it's like, did my opponent find it earlier? Do I have it? Like, am I getting a lead? Because no one really checks Ice Cave that early, so he's in a pretty good spot going into the Dark World after this.
Yeah, he's making up for some lost time. I feel like he's handled the death that he took trying to get the gloves pretty well. I assume he'll be heading over to Dark World now. Ooh, the book and the digging game. Akash has got the book.
Hiding some literature on the ground there.
I wonder who buried that book.
No knowledge in Ganon's Dark World.
He just didn't want it. He's like, get this book out of here. Just bury it.
Put some really creepy old man, charge $80 to try to dig that thing up. Man on the stump heading out fresh 20s to Akash here.
Just giving away his life savings. He's not going to need it. He's a stump.
Looks like Akash is making his way over to the Hype Cave, which is it's been a lot less hype, a little more cave lately.
I don't know. I got a good feeling about this one. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling the hype. I don't know if everyone in the chat agrees with me, but I got a good feeling about this one. All right, Zeroatu making Fire Rod. All right.
All right, I'll stand corrected on this one. All right.
All right, so Zeroatu making a play at Skullwoods.
Doesn't like that chest at all.
I mean, really, who does? Zero picking up the cape.
Yeah, now he doesn't have to deal with those pesky holes in the way back. So this,
That's actually kind of clever. I actually never thought about that.
just like not having to deal with it. I mean,
yeah, I just always grab that chest and I'm just like, oh, this is how you do this. But that actually makes a lot of sense now that I've seen someone do it.
the amount of times I've fallen in that room, though, is embarrassing to say the least. Now, Akash is finishing his Tour de Hyrule here and grabbing whatever's going to be on the ledge here. Hopefully something good, but my experience has not been great lately.
What was up there? I missed it. I'm assuming nothing because he didn't get it.
I'm assuming nothing really going on over there in Skull Woods, as both players have kind of skedaddled out of there pretty quickly.
All right, Akash heading up to Catfish, and it looks like Zero is probably going to head into Thieves Town.
A lot of these items are getting checked that don't normally get left for the well after the hour market. The Ice Rod Cave is usually collected with the flute, and then we're going up to see Catfish. It's probably crushed too many dreams to be left alone this race.
So I feel like the accepted logic for V26 is to try and dive into Akash takes a death on the way to Catfish. That's kind of brutal.
The denizens of the Dark World have been not very kind to Akash this time around.
Yeah, I mean both runners have been taking some hits, definitely.
Well, they're both working on so few hearts.
Yeah, these really are the hardest seeds, where you're trying to do Dark World and you only have like 4 or 5 hearts in Green Mail. It's just, it's just so hard. You have so little to work with in terms of health.
But don't worry, they have so much bomb grade capacity. They're ready. They're ready for whatever the Dark World throws at them.
Well, if you're not picking up hearts, you're picking up something, right? Looks like Akash is heading over to the desert. Gonna get himself a shiny new hook shot. I
think it's quite interesting how his death played into him going over to get the the hook shot, because you wonder, is this the play he would have made if he hadn't taken a death up there? So very interesting.
Yeah, it is always interesting when you're watching races to see someone take a death and see how they adjust their strategy based on having to start somewhere else all of a sudden.
All right, nothing up on the ledge over there for the bumper cave, so he won't be picking up those extra arrows. It's an interesting check very early on. Usually people route that with their North Dark World ascent there, but
I mean, I can kind of see the logic in it. I mean, he has the cape already, and if you go into it knowing that's what people normally do, then it actually, from like a metagaming standpoint, if you know that they're going to check it later, if there's something important there, you might want to check it early if you can get it, because if something important's there, like the boots or something, that's like a huge advantage.
I think we're playing way above my pay grade there. It's a good meta call. Now, I think Akash is really staying true to your method that you had kind of outlined, where just dive as many dungeons as you possibly can. This seems to be the only other dungeon that he can fully complete, so he's really going to get this down.
Well, we'll see. It could be boots required. It might not be. All right, so big key. So it's not boots required. So that's good for being able to finish the dungeon. Let's see if there's anything important on the torch. Nope, small key. So there could be something here that he needs, but
well, the small key being up there means that maybe the items for this dungeon could be locked. Oh, the boots right there!
Wow, big payoff.
Now the boot is also a great item because it does unlock the bow now. So now we have Eastern is playable, Pod is playable.
Yeah, that was a huge pickup.
That comes in as soon as Time Stalker in our chat says, like, when are we going to check Eastern? Well, that's probably the time for that. The Ruby Slippers here, and we are ready to go fast.
Yeah, Akash has not checked any of the Eastern area yet, right?
I don't believe so. So he'll be able to wrap this in pretty nicely. Now we're still about 20, almost 30 minutes in, and neither player has found the lamp yet, so those dark rooms could present as kind of a problem, and we'll see kind of how they want to gamble them.
All right, Zeroatu is approaching the Hellway. Let's see how he does. He does have the cape, so that's going to be a huge item. You puts that invisibility to good use.
You want to take all the shock factor out of there. Just clean it up, get it out of there. Don't take any hits with so few hearts. I mean, you've got more magic than you have hearts. So that's a pretty good idea.
Yep, using the protection items liberally when you have half magic is definitely a recommended strategy, I'd say.
And we're going to get a full clear out of Thieves Town on Zeroatu's side, so we'll be able to see. Akash didn't finish this dungeon, so maybe the finishing and no death here will pay off if he can survive this ordeal here.
Akash about to enter the chamber of the Lammolas. Let's see if he can get the quick kill with the Fire Rod.
Well, Fire Rod is just basically cheating against those poor snakes. They don't know what's going to happen to them.
Nah, I'd say Silver Arrows is cheating.
Listen, what's he going to do? Stab to death? There's no bow here, alright? Zeroatu coming over here trying to save this maiden and picking up those extra hearts on the side there. It's a good call.
A 2-cycle for Akash. And a heart piece.
Awarded with a little bit of love from those little snakes.
So that is the first crystal on the board for Akash.
First crystal in a long, long line of crystals.
Let's see what's in the big chest. It's a compass.
Hey, you know you can see where the big guy's going to be living here. Compass, very useful item in these dungeons.
Yep, we got the map, we got the compass. We will not be getting lost today, that's for sure.
Because I think it was cleverly pointed out in chat, is we have seen Zero like liberally using his hook shot to make sure that things are staying in a very, very far range from him and collecting all these items. So, because it's a very dangerous place here.
He's gonna want that full magic for this blind fight. That's gonna make this pretty trivial. He just throw his cape on and go to town.
The old superhero Roy tactic. I like what he's doing with it. And we get the D on Akash's side, so ready for bow strats all around.
Akash choosing to pick up the heart container that they missed earlier. Ooh, Zero, watch out! Wow, that was close.
Oh, we get dicey, but hey, you know, taking blind down. Call it a day, getting a shield for his trouble, and another crystal on the board over here, Zeroatu. So 1-1 over here. I think we've had some pretty decent deviation from between both of these runners. It's pretty cool to watch. It usually doesn't happen this early in the run.
Yeah, this has been very interesting watching them, especially because they both took some deaths early. So you know, their plans got kind of jumbled. So it's been interesting watching them, you know, reroute from what they probably had planned to do.
And both have been navigating fairly well for giving the amount of hearts that they don't have. I mean, those deaths are definitely understandable. They've been really like trucking through some pretty dangerous enemies for this.
Yeah, I have been impressed by their play, especially you know, getting through Thieves Town dungeon was that's not easy to do with 5 hearts.
No, not at all. No, where do we think Akash is going here? Because he's going back to Skull Woods. Hope maybe kind of have a little bit of hesitation.
Skull Woods is a crystal, so I think he just like took a death earlier and didn't get to finish it. But now that he's got half magic and fire rod, so it's definitely a completable dungeon. He's also got some red goo, so I would say that he should be pretty well armed to take on Mothula at this point.
I think he was taken off out of here. I think he got bodied by a guard because he wanted to know what he was doing up here, all alone in Skullwood. So
you don't want to be wandering in Skullwoods after dark. That's for sure.
No.
Got the tentacle monsters. They'll get you.
Very aggressive. Oh, this is one of the scarier dungeons, I think, on such low hearts, because you got the kind of the Gibdo Hellway. You have Mothula and his nice little spike room. You can lose hearts pretty quickly here. So I'll be interested to see how what strats he employs for this.
Nice torch room.
Zeroatu
got bunnied.
Zeroatu finally enjoying the mildly hyped up cave. Got himself a nice fire source.
Fire rod is important. Looks like the Wall Master got him. Kosh sent back to the beginning of the dungeon.
Wallmaster's also out for blood. Kind of an odd grab too. It didn't seem like he was gonna get him. That was very strange.
Yeah, it like got him in the doorway. I've seen some Wallmasters get people in some weird spots.
Like I didn't know. Like you have to worry when you're dropping into the Mothula pit, because He can grab you right out of that pit. They do not discriminate about who they grab.
I did see that for the first time last night, and I was shocked.
Get a little handsy. Get the hands off. Akash doing a little bit of a dance here. Oh no, so we got Zeroatu making a pod play here. Without the bow is a little interesting.
I mean, you could gain an advantage from getting some key items in here early. It does have a lot of chests.
This is one of the trickier dungeons to do without the bow because so many chests are bow locked, and the keys are all over the place. So it kind of takes a deft mind to keep track of it all.
All right. Well, we got a key in the first chest, so that means we can start exploring. Akash finishing off Mothula and getting his second crystal.
3 crystals on the board, and none of them are the same between both runners. So what a really wide open seed. This is an interesting play for Zero because he did check the library for the bow, did he not?
I believe he did. To answer Zaphad's question, the boots were in desert. You were in the big chest in desert, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
Hookshot was an Agnes.
Yeah, this is like the seed of like misfit items. Like things are not where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, this has been a lot of key items have just been in random overworld locations.
Feels a little version 24 to me. Oh, the flute wow!
Big pickup, big pickup.
Now, see, it'll be interesting because we're not usually you want to go into this knowing where the bow is, having the bow, but not having a light source. Maybe someone would wait to do this, but this is a very aggressive play, and maybe that might end up paying off for him.
Let's see what we got. A heart piece in the basement, and let's see if you can find the other chest.
A couple pieces of love in the bottom there.
Akash heading back into Thieves Town to finish off blind.
The nemesis there. So the flute's a really good pickup. We're gonna get some swag duck action going on here.
Get your ducks ready.
Zero thought about saving and quitting out of here, but maybe he thinks that he can do a little bit more in this dungeon. You can check the chest in the pit there, and if that leads to a key, he can check the chest on top. I mean, if you're going to make the play on pod, you might as well be as sterile as humanly possible.
Yeah, I agree with just trying to get as much as you can while you're here. See what we get, and it's the big key.
So that'll be that. So the flute will access a little quicker movement around the area, and maybe get him access to Mire area, but only the Mire Shed seems to be in play for him right now. With that new pickup.
He can do Death Mountain.
Oh, this
Play
is
World
very
Death Mountain.
Oh no, and another body bag found over in Thieves Town. They're really roughing him up in there, so hopefully he can take another delve down and smash him down.
Thieves Town claiming a lot of victims tonight.
Just a solid rip for maybe a moment of silence for our buddy Akash and his Thieves Town jaunt.
Get your F's in the chat.
So ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our Swag Dog anthem, please. Be a little silent on this one.
I think we can all imagine what it sounds like in our heads. I know I can.
Can't do that rendition justice, so I don't think I'm going to bring it here. So as you are correct, like there is a wealth of chests up on Death Mountain that can be grabbed.
Oh, he's going to hit the old man in the dark.
I don't know if you want to be old men in the dark on a caves. It's a little strange, but hey, you do you, Zero.
You gotta do what you gotta do to save the kingdom. I mean, we all gotta take chances.
Zero seems to be very, very comfortable with his dark rooms, and if the sea goes lampless for much longer, it could prove pretty helpful.
It is definitely a huge advantage to be able to do dark rooms, especially in V26.
I am personally a scared little girl, and I don't mess with those things, so...
Getting trolled by the squirrels.
Oh, the old man. Oh, old man can come out of the cave, but he can't go back in the cave? What is this business?
Hey man, if I was lost in the cave, I wouldn't want to be going back in.
Oh, the old man gives him 20 bucks for his trouble? Roy getting ripped off on Death Mountain.
Alright, looks like we're heading up the Spec Rock. See what treasures await us up there.
Oh, I mean, a nice piece of chest equipment, and I would be shocked if Zero didn't drop down and grab that right now. There
Definitely, with only 6 hearts, you could use some protection.
So this is going to be interesting because now he does have access to Hera here and the means to finish it. So
yeah, I would expect him to do the
take the old tour day Death Mountain.
Oh yeah, definitely. Get this all out of the way. Alright, Akash doing the blind fight.
Akash smartly going to his safety valve here.
Yep, no reason not to use the cave. You got a half magic, just, you know, use the advantages you have.
Not everyone needs to be a hero. Just get in, kill him, get out of there.
Alright, and blind is down.
The play on pod really changed how this seed is going. We have like they're in 2 completely different locations with some very different item sets. This is quite wild.
Yeah, it has been interesting that both players have taken pretty different early games here, but what is most interesting is that each one has made different decisions, but they've paid off in different ways. So they each have key items the other one doesn't, so they're just completing completely different sets of objectives. So neither one of them is really losing any time because all these things need to be completed anyway, but they're just doing it in a completely different order, which is making it really interesting.
You don't see this very often in a lot of seeds. Like usually there's kind of like a linear path that goes through. You get a little bit of open once you go to Dark World, but this is kind of like there's just enough on the Hansel and Gretel breadcrumb trail that's making them be like, oh man, I'm definitely going the right direction. I'm doing what I need to do.
Lots of money in the Moldorm cave. And some hearts. So nothing terribly interesting there.
The hearts are a welcome sight for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be complaining if I was him.
It's a huge haul for absolutely nothing. Now maybe Zero is kind of contemplating how he wants to route the rest of this here. Well, Akash is actually going into escape. He's going to be pretty happy with what he finds there, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain about a tempered sword. That's, you know, will definitely be a welcome addition to his arsenal. Zero going for the bomb jump. See if he gets it.
Oh,
I just missed.
right, that's a totally reasonable way to do things. Then the bomb jump's not quite as important as some of the other bomb jumps in the game, so.
Yeah, I feel like that bomb jump's pretty free. I mean, if you get it, it's a time save. If you don't, you're going to jump on the hole anyway. So there's really no reason to attempt it. No reason not to attempt it, I should say.
I'll be excited. The best part about these runners that doing completely different paths is that we do get to see new items much more frequently, so it's much better for the chat, because we're hopefully going to be able to see what's going on in Spiral Cave and what's going on in Hera, hopefully.
Yeah, it definitely does make it a lot more exciting to see different sets of items, because then if someone's missing something, you know where it is, so it makes it really interesting to see their thought process and how they, deduce where certain things could be located.
He does also have the book up there, so the Ether Tablet is also another item. So he's got a pretty... Coming up here, you get access to a pretty big haul of items, but nothing crazy yet for him.
Yeah, he's had access to, what? There's probably like about a dozen drops up here, given the item set he has, and he's gotten, like, not much interesting stuff so far.
A couple hearts and, like, a poke in the eye, pretty much. Oh, we're going to see the first... Actually, at 45 minutes, the first play on the back end of Escape here. Not worth a whole lot, but exciting nonetheless.
Yeah, that was not the most exciting escape. Really not much of anything in the entirety of that castle. Just a sword.
It looks like Akash now going to be putting his bow to good use and checking over Eastern for the first time, I think.
I like this play. I mean, he can clear out Eastern. If I was him, I probably would have gone to Pod first. Wait, is Pod? Oh, Pod's a pendant. Never mind.
Pod is a pendant, but you also got to remember that to access a majority of the items there, they have they're definitely going to need a light source.
To be fair, I just remembered Flute was in Pod.
Flute was in Pod.
Yeah, which isn't technically a required item because Misery Mire is a pendant, but it helps. It's definitely lets you go fast.
I think that we need to put the word required in quotations here, because this is version 26 and most dungeons are required regardless of what the boss is holding.
I do have quite an optimistic playstyle.
It's a man who has not been burned enough, I guess.
Oh, I've been burned. I'm just not very smart. I just don't learn.
It's weird because a lot of the stuff we like to route together, like you have you like to route Pod and Eastern together, but without the mirror still earlier in this seed, we're taking the long way around for some of these warps.
That is correct. I did forget that AkashN had the mirror. That is huge.
Now we're going back to get the final item in the bottom of Hera. No one likes to go into the basement of Hera, and I know several runs that have been destroyed by not going back here, so really good on him for remembering this.
Definitely very easy to forget. Oh, it just misses the trick.
Missing that trick is actually like worth more than missing on time, because every time I get that's like my cue to I like to get it right in the middle of the run so you can get up to go to the bathroom, maybe grab a drink.
I was about to say this is usually the time where I go get a drink.
Alright, hopefully this is something to help Zero out a little bit. Ooh, the Titan's Mitts!
Ooh,
oh my
Titan
goodness!
That is huge. Now you can do Dark World Death Mountain while he's up here.
Oh wow, what a perfect routing idea here.
Oh, gotta hit that switch.
Moldorms weren't happy with the first round of beatings he gave him. He wanted another one.
Alright, Akash doing the Dark Room strats.
Probably of the dark rooms, probably of the easiest ones to learn. the back half of Eastern could be a little tricky, especially with those Igors and all those jellies hanging around. Oh, Zero forgetting that you do have to hit the... Everyone generally mirrors out of the basement of Hera, so sometimes you forget that you do have to hit that switch coming back up, or you get locked out of the south side there.
Yeah, switches can be tricky. Where things only have an on and off position, it's really easy to forget which one's the on and which one's the off.
Of all the runs I've seen, I completely forgot that like you could just cape and hit that item, hit that switch over on Akash's screen.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
I would have just got bodied by anti-fairies and called it a day.
All right, just $20 at the ether tablet.
This race is looking like it's going to be pretty nitty-gritty with each thing. The items for each player, like on all their gambles, seem to be picking up. Items are distributed pretty well here.
Alright, Akash making it to the dark room by using the fire rod to light the torch.
Now the real question is, in the logic, where is this lamp? As because Zero is now completing kind of like the back half of the logic by going to get the flute, which is actually not lamp locked. So maybe the seed does require you to go into pod without the lamp.
That is possible.
A little bit of NMG strats there, and a nice kill pickup by Akash. And another bottle over there for Zeroatu.
Alright, let's see if Akash can get the quick kill. Oh, nope, never mind. Watch out for those Armoses, they're roughing him up. He's got about 30 arrows, he should be fine.
Don't have to bust out the cape or something like this.
Well, you can't use the bow if you have the cape. I mean, I guess you can slash at them, but that would take forever. Alright, Armos down. Alright, Zeroatu buying a potion on Dark World Death Mountain. Before he,
the amount of cash he has lying around, that's probably a pretty safe bet.
No shame in using some safety strats.
And if you're really here for all the puns you got, if you keep watching Alvi in our thing, he's got the puns on lock, so stay tuned for that. Zeroatu clearing out the rest of this dark world, and he even gets access to the Hookshot Cave and some information about what Turtle Rock's supposed to look like. So finding the mitts up here was very, very exciting.
Yeah, that was a big find. That probably, you know, the upper portion of things you could have hoped to find randomly while up here.
It's funny, Zero still has a wealth of options left him because Eastern is still, sorry about that, Desert hasn't been checked with the boots, which leads to the bow, so he's still got a lot of options left over to him.
He's definitely getting a lot of overworld checks out of the way, but he is falling behind on dungeon completions.
This is quite true. Oh, and the ice rod in
that's pretty big.
That's I think an item that really plagues runners. People lose a lot of time looking. Oh, and the flippers as well.
This is a good hookshot cave. Let's see what's in the last chest. Just $20. But, you know, can't complain. Flippers and ice rod.
Now, I didn't see what was on top of the rock there, so I don't know. It looks like Zeroatu's going to look for it. Or maybe not. This is probably one of the more interesting races I think I've had a chance to see. And now we know that Bombos is what opens up.
Yep.
Alright, Lakasha making his way over to pod. Kind of realizing his options are kind of dwindling, so he does need to make kind of a play you don't normally want to make.
I mean, it's not that unreasonable given his item set. I mean, he has hammer, he has the bow, so he can clear it out if he needs to. So he's not going to get, like, blocked or anything. He knows he's going to be able to complete everything he wants to complete. Although, actually, he doesn't have the lamp, so unless he can do dark strats on the maze, that can be a pain. Though we do know that the flute is in a late room, so he will get paid off for this.
At least give him some place to go. And you have to remember though, no one has checked. Zeroatu has a chance to check Meyer Shed now, which was opened up by his mitts as well. So
that's true. Okay, just a heart in the spike cave, so nothing of consequence there.
Not really worth the trouble, but
I mean, you gotta check, right? I mean, when you're there, you have to look. You don't want to be the guy who just the lamp was there or something.
Just a spike cave. And don't you worry, we'll mark it at about 54 minutes in here. The chat has made its first mention of trying to get a pedestal seed wish to these poor runners. Shame on you, chat.
The pedestal seed dream is still alive. I don't know about you, but I'm a bit of a sadist, so I don't mind seeing a pedestal seed.
You guys are sick or twisted individuals.
Guilty as charged.
I have compassion for my runners. I want to see them have a happy, nice seed. There's something called karma, Zebra.
Oh, this is just like the Roman Colosseum to me. I just want to see these two guys fight to the death.
There's so much blood. Between getting bodied by crabs and having to check pedestals, I can't think of a worse thing to wish on a human being.
All right, where are we fluting to, Zero? We're heading to Meyer. All right.
And has Shed on his mind. Also get some information. Let's see if we're actually going to need ether in this run.
Yep, very good intel to have.
Oh, Quake is the item of choice here, so ether is that medallion may rot forever for the rest of the race.
Nothing important in the Meyer Shed, just $100 and a heart piece.
To add to the piles and piles of cash that Roy Cooper is sitting on.
Yeah, this has been a very wealthy seed, I would say.
So we have some holes in these runners' item spots. We are missing a mirror to help finish us out, and we're also missing the ever elusive red cane.
Yep, mirror is required.
Oh no.
Oh no, not a death.
These beetles backed him into the corner. That is some assault.
Alright. Kosh sticking it out.
I think this is a good idea to actually get back in here.
Yeah, it's gonna pay off too. Once he finds that flute, he's gonna be vindicated for his decision to stick it out.
Now, I wasn't entirely paying attention to how many items are actually found in here and how many items are actually going to be in the dark maze over there.
Maybe Chad can help us out with that. It's difficult enough watching two different races at the same time and trying to commentate. I can't count items when I'm doing my own races. Let's
Tracker for sure. And Zero actually finally making a play on Desert. You realize he has all the items for this, and this is going to be great for him.
Yeah, this is going to open up a lot. Once he gets those boots, he can clear this out, head over, get the bow, and then finish off Eastern. He's already done pods, so he can just get in, get out with Eastern. He has the flute too, so getting over to Eastern is going to be just a quick trip. Alright, Kosh finishing the dark rooms.
The maze is something I've never been able to tackle, so I can never fault a runner for not wanting to go into any of them.
The maze is I've only seen a couple of people do the maze. It's challenging. Oh, he's going for it.
Kosh is going wild for it.
Okay, let's see how he does. This is exciting.
I can barely navigate this thing in the light, so good on Akash for getting this up.
Yeah, this is if he completes this successfully, I'm gonna be impressed. Like you said, like I get turned around just doing this regular.
Oh my goodness. Oh, a much needed heart refill there.
All right, he's making it through. He's getting it. No, he's get that chest. Oh, where are we? Yeah, this is exciting.
It looks rough, but I'm very impressed here. And Zero walking through an often not seen part of the Desert Palace, walking across the center. I never even thought to do that. I usually just go over the top because I didn't even know there was a center to this dungeon.
Yeah, you can cut right across there. He's going over to the. Did you already get the? Oh, you're right, the woods. I missed that.
So yeah,
like
him dashing around is the.
Yeah, that'd be a good cue, wouldn't it? I was so intent on watching Akash do his dark room.
Oh, and really paying off with those triple bombs in there.
Well, you know what? He completed it. Kudos to him. That was impressive.
Very impressive. Now he's probably gonna go get the flute ready, and we'll actually hear the flute anthem this time.
Akash didn't get anything relevant in the maze, right? Just the bombs?
A couple hard pieces and some bombs. And I'm not sure what items show up as the dark. I think it might have been a key that was in the bottom chest there.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything important.
Nice silence from our Swag Duck anthem. It's time to play ball.
Yeah, these runners are not very far apart.
This is one of those runs where it's so hard to properly gauge where they are because they've gotten different items in different places, and it's really you have no idea what's going on. Akash's fondness for dark rooms could not be sated, so he decided to go straight up to the mountain and grab that old man out of there.
Yeah, Akash is making the dark room plays this seed. I would say that the it's almost like not having the lamp has been an advantage to him, since he clearly, is adept at completing dark rooms.
It's true. It was a little sad for him that the dark room in Pod didn't actually pan out for him, but when I leave things like that behind, that's something that normally gnaws at the back of my head. So I wonder if that knowledge would burden Zeroatu for the rest of the race.
Yeah, every item you leave unchecked, it's just, you just gotta wonder.
Just one small chip against your soul that you'll just never know. You'll never know. Well, that's an interesting idea from chat over here with Alvi. Is that what if the lamp is an item that lamp is possible to be at Zora, whereas both runners have not checked.
That is true. Neither of them was on Zora yet.
More often than not, Zora is generally just shaking people down, taking $500 for the $20 trade-off.
Alright, looks like Zero is making his way to Skullwoods, while Akash is doing the whole Death Mountain run.
So the items that both these runners are looking for, we still don't know where the mirror is, still don't know where the cane is, and we're going to need Bombos as well. So still a couple items that we don't know where they are, so it's still a pretty exciting race.
Yep, still definitely some dungeons that haven't been checked yet. We can do ice, right? We can get into ice.
Ice is available for Zeroatu.
And we can check most of Misery Mire if we have to. We can't finish it because we don't have the cane, but you can check the majority of the chests. Actually, can you check all the chests? Yeah, you can check all the chests, right?
You can check every single chest.
Oh, yeah,
but Mire does come with some dark rooms if you wanted to complete it later. So, but not necessary now for the checking of chests, but kind of a scary thought. Now Akash kind of finishing up his Dark World tour, and he's going to be very delighted when he finds the mitts for him up here in Hera. Now we know Zero is going to go over here and he's going to clean up Mothula. So what do you think is going to be his next play? Is it Ice Palace? Is it maybe dipping into Mire? What do you think is kind of the best way to go here?
So personally, I would probably go to probably Ice. It's hard to say. I mean, he's kind of running out of options. I mean, they haven't done Catfish, they haven't done Zora, so you could gamble on that, but I mean, I don't know, it's tough. It is definitely a gamble. Actually, Ice is Courage Pendant, right? So that's actually not... Probably Ice. I'd say Ice.
Looks like Ice could be pretty good. If we're going to go the deep dungeon dive, Ice could be a pretty good idea. Also is the swordsmiths are still open to these two runners, and as well as the hammer pegs.
That's true.
So a couple overworld items that are still found, but very costly to get over there.
It does take a while. That's typically why most people hold off until they absolutely have to.
Oh, snatched
Wall
up,
Mastered.
Zero. Well,
Wall Mastered.
The Wall Master count for both runners is currently sitting at 1. Wall Master getting a little touchy-feely. Akash walking into what would probably be seen as a pretty unfair fight, given his equipment here.
I don't know. Moldorm doesn't care what you got. He just wants to knock you off. Let's see if Moldorm is in a friendly mood. You got him in the corner.
Oh no! I spoke too soon.
Moldorm does not care.
I'd like to formally apologize to Akash for cursing that fight.
Red mail, 20 hearts. Moldorm doesn't care. Knock you off anyway.
No one comes to my house. That's an angry troll door.
One more. Oh, brutal. Brutal.
Akash is going to go up there and say best 3 out of 5. All right, so now Zeroatu is fighting another semi-trolly boss in our favorite Moth here.
Yep, he's got to get under him. No, he's a red. Oh, this is gonna be close.
Oh man.
Oh wow. Oh man, that was so close. Yeah, just get him. Just put the cape on and beat him up. Wow, like same time they killed their bosses. Check that out.
High 5 boss kill. That's worth 1 big key and 1 burrito here. Akash said it was just a flesh wound and just decided to come back up and smash him where he lives.
Hey man, you can't let him boss you around. You gotta show him whose house this is. Oh, Akash with the pump fake. Almost forgot the the basement.
I think I'm just gonna stop referencing some of these things. I can't be trolling some of these runners and cursing them with these things.
No, it's the commentator's curse. You gotta curse them. It's part of the fun.
Akash got it.
Oh,
he is on the wrong side of those blocks.
It counts. It counts. You can just walk off and hit the switch, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the worst thing you can do is you can get stuck on there, and then if you have to do this again, you basically just want to shut your game off.
Yeah, just quit, go home, just throw the towel. Just the shame quit.
Take a nap, face down.
Yeah, I definitely have gotten stuck in the pegs before. It's not fun.
Oh, we got a nice King's Tomb check. New item location. The mirror! Oh my goodness!
King's Tomb! This is on like the overworld seed. This is crazy.
Did someone replace this with version 26? I'd like to speak with an administrator, please.
Yeah, get Chris in here. Okay.
a nice shiny new pair of gloves for Akash, so he'll be able to do quite a few things. But that mirror pickup is quite wild.
Yeah, if I was Zero, I'd be doing Eastern, and then let's see, we can do Swamp. I'd be going to Swamp as fast as possible.
Now, Swamp does have a lot of items. Like the 5 items in Swamp is very lucrative, but a lot of people don't like to check that entire dungeon. It does take a long time.
I feel like the generally accepted method at this point is to just go straight to the boss, because there's like the majority of the chests are on the way to the boss anyway, so you can kind of, you can make a call after you've gotten the majority of the chests in the dungeon whether you actually want to do the left side.
That's true. It is like really exciting to see how runs change as they go. Like from version 25, you would never do something like that, but version 26 with all the items stacked like that, you might. Akasha almost actually, you know what, I want to play a little more safe in this game, and like this 30 seconds is definitely going to be worth the damage I'm not taking.
Oh, absolutely. The game's only going to get harder. Might as well get some armor.
I think I can agree with that. Now, it's interesting that Akash didn't, maybe he'll go around and do the dark side first. I mean, after this little run over here. Now, Zero's just going to do a quick clear of Eastern Palace, but he still doesn't have the lamp. Now, I think that the dream of Eastern having Zora having the lamp, it seems to be pretty good, because these dungeons like would not be completable, and it looks like they're assumed to have the lamp here.
Right, looks like Akash is making a play at Spike Cave, though. Unfortunately, I feel like this is going to end in disappointment for him, since we already know what's there.
Just a lot of pain.
Alright, we got Zero doing the dark room.
Both players really being allowed to kind of flex their dark room muscles here.
Yeah, I've been impressed by these players' knowledge of dark room strats. It's been very interesting to watch.
I wonder where Akash's next play is going to be here. Probably check the rest of the Dark World dungeon here.
Well, he can't get across, right? And he does on the mirror? Yeah, so he has to save and quit.
Well, because it seems like a kind of a routing kind of snafu here, where he should have just kind of walked over from when he was in Hera, but he decided to check those things and kind of cost him a little bit. I guess he could do it from the bottom here.
Yeah, I'm assuming he either forgot he didn't have the mirror or thought you could get across in the Dark World. But looks like he's taking another run at it. Going
Not a
across
major
the
time
hookshot
loss.
bridge. Yeah, it's not a huge deal. It's just a little bit of a bungle. All right, we got Zero approaching the Armos fight. Didn't get the quick kill, but overall having a pretty decent fight. Oh, the red guy's out to get him. All right. Oh, just shoot at him. All right, he got him. He's owner of a brand new compass. All right, let's see if he makes the play for Swamp after this. That's definitely going to be the next treasure trove of items.
Zero opting to go in. I think he left the big key chest here open for him, realizing it's an item.
Alright, Akash finishing up the Light World chests on Death Mountain.
Now we kind of have a small amount of people just kind of just clearing up some easy chests. Nothing too exciting going to be in either of these locations, but you know, you got to be thorough.
Yeah, you got to get them done. You really don't want to leave any stone unturned in Randomizer. If you skip one chest, you know, it can cost you. So sometimes you got to make some gambles, but you know, if you can avoid it, you'd really like to be as thorough as possible.
This is shaping up to be a very close race, with the mirror being the difference here. They both have 5 crystals, which is pretty good for the 115 mark.
Yeah, I feel like this entire race, they've each been like about 1 key item up on each other. Like Akash kind of got started early doing dungeons, while Zero was checking overworld locations, which happened to pay off for him. So now he's really starting to catch up with the crystal acquisition. Akash makes a check of Turtle Rock. See that it's Bombos. He's heading over to the Hookshot Cave, which he will be happy with the spoils that are in this area.
Oh, for sure. Get him some new footwear. Get him a new rod. Daddy always likes a new rod. The flippers and the ice rod doing pretty well for him here. So for his expedition into Turtle Rock later. Right now, I guess both runners are looking for the cane and Bombos.
All right, so the deciding factor here is Zero has the mirror, so he can start Swamp. Akash still doesn't have the mirror, so that's going to be a huge advantage for Zero if Akash doesn't find that mirror soon.
Well, I think it's up to Akash at this moment. He can either, I don't know, make a play on Ice Palace, which would be difficult for him. Probably, I mean, maybe the items we're looking for are there. We don't know, but if he sticks to his tried and true method of just checking dungeons, that may cost him some time looking for that mirror.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how he chooses to go about finding the mirror.
So far, he's making the same plays that Zero did on his hunt for the mirror, so no huge time loss here.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Reasonable play.
Some cash and a piece of heart. Nothing to see here. Moving along. Oh, Akash deciding to open Mire here.
Yeah, he's diving right into Mire.
Now, this seems like a very odd play, but if the cane is in here, this is actually a pretty solid play. But this is also a pendant dungeon that I was mistaken for. So
yeah, this is Ice and Mire are pendants. So
this makes it a lot. Maybe I guess like the tip of the hat goes to the place that is a little closer to where he currently is. It's also a lot faster to check here than it is Ice Palace. Ice Palace does take quite a while.
Mire can take a bit too, but again, I can't fault him for this play. I mean, he's right here, and for all he knows, it could be, you know, the items he needs could be in here. So it's definitely a reasonable play to make.
So now we're looking over at Zero. Zero's going to take some time clearing up over here, but he does have a bunch of items that could possibly be what we're looking for, so something good here.
Skeleton trolling him a bit, got in the chamber with him.
He wants to be part of the fun as well, you know? Can't be left out.
I'm pretty excited to see what Swamp Palace holds. It's, you know, you got 6 different items in here that you could possibly get something very good.
So far, nothing lucrative over in Mire.
Caution, definitely key rich.
Keys for days, even. We're checking the map chest over at Zeroatu's side here. Just another fresh 20 to add to his already growing pile of riches.
Yeah, just throw another one on the pile.
Zero taking a quick look at the map, maybe getting more familiar with the place.
Hey, it's easy to get lost down here.
A chest you're very familiar with on AkashN's screen here, with a bottle, one of the items.
So that's all the bottles, I believe.
Ganon fight may not be very difficult if you have a bunch of blue potions. Still no silvers for either of these runners as well. And that's a second item in Meyer, so there's nothing else here. Akash is gonna skedaddle quick.
That's it for Meyer. Well, at least we didn't have to open the boss key. Is that the one with the room that moves like super slowly? That cutscene.
Oh, the longest room that it's ever happened in any game. Yeah, that room.
Yeah,
None of that here.
You know, go get yourself a drink, go to the bathroom, do some push-ups. You know. Right,
Oh,
like
Akash
going for Zora.
looking to spend his pile of cash, burning a hole in his pocket.
Hey, you can't take it with you.
Now, if Zora has something exciting, this could be such an intense play, because the odds of coming back here, I don't know if I ever would have.
Yeah, if Zora has, like, the Cane of Samaria, I mean, this is, or even Bombos. Bombos is huge. Yeah, there's a couple things Zora could be holding on to. Oh, nothing on the ledge.
So far, nothing really crazy in Swamp as well. A couple bombs, but he will get this dungeon out of the way, so it's incidentally pretty quick.
Yeah, this being a crystal is was a lot of the stress.
Oh, 10 arrows for 500 rupees. Not a fair trade.
That is a life lesson if I ever seen one.
The Zora Crime Syndicate really hustling people out there.
So what do you think, Lamp and Ice?
It's looking like it. What an awful place for that to be, though.
Well, looks like we're going to Ice anyway, so... Oh, just a bomb upgrade. Wow, Swamp has been, Swamp hasn't been the most exciting I've seen it.
Mediocre at best, as some would say. And another dive into another pendant dungeon. This is, getting difficult for him. But Akash clearly came in here with a strategy of checking these dungeons first, because he's prioritizing it over all of those new opened up overworld items, like the breadsmiths and the hammer pegs, so...
Yeah, I mean, I can't fault him for any of the plays he's making. I think he's making reasonable plays. It's just, you know, the mirrors in King's Tomb, it's like, you just have to go there, right? There's like no, like... You just have to decide at some point, I'm going to check King's Tomb, and that's where it's going to be, so it's...
There is no easy way to get over there, really. It's such a long walk out of the way. And to do the swordsmiths without the mirror just seems like never like a task you want to be completing.
Yeah, it's the places in the overworld that are left to check. Oh, Bombos, so you're going to need to go on Ice anyway, so you know, we got a little something out of here.
I think that was a pretty merciful pickup for Akash, because if there was nothing in Ice Palace that didn't require Zero to get there, Zero was just going to completely like cement his lead a little farther.
Alright, so Zero just picked up the red mail on the mushroom in the swamp.
So he's decked out in the finest threads.
So who knows, mushroom could be something.
Oh man, it's been many moons since the mushroom was a great item, so hopefully it pays off in this seed.
I mean, if it's gonna happen, I feel like it's gonna be this seed, right? With all the crazy overworld stuff that's been around.
Akash having a tough time in this bomb room here. Zero, very short work of Argus here.
Yeah, having the tempered sword just makes this fight pretty easy. This is the quick kill, bummer.
I'm very surprised as to why the top skeleton didn't get killed there, but I've seen stranger things.
Alright, we got Argus down. He's got a shovel. Alright. It's all
Fetch
the quest
Mania.
items.
Fetch Quest Mania in Swamp Palace here.
That's I'm excited to see what turns up. All right, we got time for the bomb jump. Let's see if we can get it first try.
Looks like pretty good positioning.
Very nice, very nice.
Very smooth.
Zero using super speed. We're going over to do the assuming he's going to do cave 45 in the shovel while we're over here.
I love that that cave just doesn't have a name. Just K45, the only one with a number.
It doesn't have a name. It's just the 45th cave on the map.
Well, it was smart of Zero to get over here because he's going to be checking these fetch quests and all these things with the mirror all together. So it's going to be a nice little routing. Very, very tidy.
All right, nothing in 45. Just some bombs. Nice location for the big key. Just drop down and open up that chest.
Wrap us up nicely. No one likes to spend one more minute than they need to. The cane! My
wow!
God! Oh my goodness!
That's
what a
insane.
play here!
All right, so he's closing the gap. The fact that he's getting the stuff, all he's got to do is get the mirror, and then he's in good shape.
This race, every time I think it's settling into be something quite boring, this thing is heating up at every turn.
Like I was saying earlier, every 5 minutes, when one of them gets an item the other one doesn't have, the other one just gets a different item that's required. It's just been like back and forth this entire time.
Every gamble, it's going to be difficult to talk to these guys and tell them that their gambles are wrong or their decisions were incorrect because every gamble seems to be paying off, but just in a different way.
Yeah, it's just they keep taking different gambles, and the different gambles just keep paying off. It's been crazy. I think that this race is going to come down to how long it takes Akash to check King's Tomb, because I feel like that's something that could definitely get him hung up.
Well, but also you got to think the idea that Zero does have to check Ice Palace. So it's like, when is he going to get over there and do that? Let's see if the mushroom provides us with anything here. Talking to the witch for good measure, seeing what she's up to.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta hang out with your drug dealer.
It is a really good spot to pick up some blue potions, make the rest of the run just a little bit safer.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of picking up blue potions when it's convenient, because they're definitely nice to have later. Nobody wants to take a death like in Ganon's Tower or something.
But you never want to go out of your way to get them. You wouldn't want to show weakness to the game.
You definitely don't want to show the game any weakness. That is definitely when it pounces.
Butter sword over.
Butter sword, alright.
This Ice Palace has been helpful, to say the least.
Let's see what's in checkerboard.
Just a fresh 20.
Nothing.
And Jemima's in the team with that butter. It's gonna help him take down Cold Stare in probably pretty quick order. Now I wonder if he's just gonna actually dodge those chests. Maybe he's counted the items here, but I think he might kill him just to get the green pendant while he's here.
Yep, that is definitely important. Could be a difference maker.
Well, yeah, Akash is actually just looking for this mirror, so both players seem to be, was it one item off go mode?
He could be looking for the lamp. There is the one dark room in Tororock, but I mean, that's probably a long shot considering how adept these runners seem to be at doing dark rooms. So yeah, it's probably just a matter of trying to find a mirror, which, you know, unfortunately for Akash is in King's Tomb.
This is very true. Also, I think Zero is still missing bombs as well, but I mean, one trip over here will really clean up his tracker, I think.
Yep, Zero about to be disappointed.
Well, it's interesting that both players decided Meyer first before doing the one with more items.
That is interesting. I personally would choose to do ice first. Aside from the fact that it's the green pendant, which is, you know, a bonus item.
I mean, outside of the fact that it is the correct play because it has more items in it, but
Akash put in that cape to good use to make short work of Cold Stare.
yeah, the bosses are getting a whole different treatment than they did an hour ago. Now that they have butter swords and more than 5 hearts, it's been pretty quick.
Alright, so Akash basically has a choice between doing overworld things or doing Turtle Rock. Looks like he's going for Turtle Rock.
He does go up there whenever he decides he's gonna fluke because it's the fastest way to heal yourself. Oh, maybe he is doing the Turtle Rock.
Yeah, we are making the play.
He is he's really sticking to this strategy.
I mean, I can't blame him.
Dungeon.
I feel like he's falling behind, though. Well, I mean, Zero's still got to do ice, so yeah, it's still so close.
Well, cleaning this up will put him one step closer here. Because then Mirror, he has to do one more dungeon after that, and they'll take this thing down. The sad part here is that he can't check. He won't be able to check Mimic Cave, so I know that would grind in the back of my head, not being able to check that location with the mirror.
No, well, you're looking for the mirror, right? So it can't be a Mimic Cave.
Touche. Maybe it's a lamp.
I mean, I feel like the lamp's not important at this point. I mean, if he's making the play on Turtle Rock, so actually, the lamp could be in Turtle Rock, right? It would just have to be before the dark room. Is that true?
Got some confirmations of seeing Lamp and Turtle Rock in chat here. That's a truly trolly seed. But like both of these runners, it speaks like the power of his seed because neither of these guys did anything in even remotely the same order.
Yeah, this has definitely been very interesting to watch.
Well, at least this play is not that bad because he can still do the entire of Turtle Rock, and he seems to be going with the idea that if you can complete a dungeon, you might as well do the dungeon.
We got Zero doing the moving the wall. You know, maybe you just need a bathroom break or something.
Putting the honest days of work here. All for a burrito.
Hey man, I've done stranger things for a burrito, let me tell you.
I feel at about a $1.30 in here. These both runners are making some pretty good time, even despite some early deaths. They're really cruising pretty quickly.
Yeah, definitely making the best of this seed.
Akash not messing around with those hair rollers there.
The red boomerang.
That's what he came here for. Zero done with Meyer. I wonder what his next play is going to be. He might be going to check Zora here.
All right, Akash about to do the dreaded chain chomp room.
My heart goes out to the poor man.
I hate this room so much. I don't think I've ever done it right. Oh, is he gonna punt it? Oh, the punt. And not the bad kind.
Oh wow, that was a very
that was well executed. That was very nice.
It's a pretty clean room there. Oh, this is an interesting play here.
Oh, is he doing the yeah, you can complete a swamp so we can do the bomb, the fat fairy.
I think this is a very, very good play here. I mean, I think I would do it. It's relatively quick. to get. It's 2 items that are locked behind a lot of items, so usually they have something pretty decent.
Definitely. And if he's no one's checked catfish, so he might be also trying to like loop this in with checking catfish.
Seems very logical. You putting logic into this game. On the vanilla binky.
He hasn't checked pyramid yet. Oh, he's gonna be disappointed. Yep, 10 arrows.
Some high quality arrows on the ledge over there.
Nothing of consequence in the pyramid.
Just a bunch more cash. And we're gonna go check catfish here, but we know that catfish isn't gonna be anything lucrative. I mean, it could be the lamp, but that's about it. Now this play, like, oh, I guess catfish is out of the equation.
Right, Akash making it out of the first laser room, okay? Let's see what's up on the ledge.
I also gotta think though, silvers are a thing that has not been found yet.
Yeah, this could be silvers, yeah. Just a heart piece. The single arrow! Don't worry, guys, we found it. Single arrow has been found.
You just get out of there. That was what he was looking for, right? Well, this is clearly pretty easy because, I mean, it is on a scripted path. It's like a train. There's no way anything can go wrong here.
Let's not jinx it. Flappy says he's already off the rails. Yeah, see, you had to go and jinx it. Yep. The commentator's curse.
Remember, this is what we're here for. To make this miserable. Oh, what is...
Someone in the chat earlier said, when I said, oh, he doesn't have a lamp, so there is a dark room on Turtle Rock, and someone was like, it's on rails, how bad can it be? Well, unfortunately, we're seeing how bad it can be.
Well, there is a torch in this room, correct?
To be honest, I don't know.
There was a little piece of love, so Catfish doesn't really give anything, but Zero did end up with the dream of being able to route Zora and Catfish in at the same moment.
That's really all anyone can hope for.
Having a hard time finding that switch.
Alright, we got the switch. We'll see if we can make it over there alive.
I think Gutsy not using his potion there.
Hey man, I respect the confidence. He doesn't need it. 10 arrows for 500 rupees for Zero.
Oh, I believe he does have a fairy, though.
Yes, there was a bottle fairy that they picked up at some point.
Okay. Safety hatch here.
Yep, using the safety door.
So Akash has done pretty much all the dark rooms in the game except for the Meyer one. Very impressive.
Yeah, a very impressive showing.
So it looks like Zero is finally resigned to the fact that he's going to have to go into the Ice Palace.
Alright, Akash takes a death, but that's alright. We got a fairy. Zero is beginning his descent into Ice Palace. Alright, here's the key he needed. There's Ether.
We've rounded out our medallion count. These laser bridges are proving to be the bane of Akash here.
They're tricky to get by. Oh, he almost had it. Oh, that's too bad. He did it, but he bonked.
Ugh. That's actually a lot harder than it looks, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's very tricky. I've been getting better at it myself, but it's still like the timing is like very tight. Oop, magic powder for Akash.
Zero is just continuing to put in a hard day's work in Ice Palace.
Trapping that anti-fairy in the peg. That Pokey is oh, he's getting beat up.
And pretty aggressive here.
He's got magic powder now. He could powder one of those anti-fairies. Oh, he doesn't have any magic!
You do need magic to use that item.
He does need magic, that is right. Luckily there's a potion over here. Half magic and tempered sword should make this Trinex fight not terribly difficult. Though, of course, I almost certainly just jinxed him. But, you know, we'll see what happens.
Quite nice of you.
I do what I can.
The spike room over in Ice here, a little bit of a problem with Zero. Skeletons also give him a little bit of trouble as well.
Ooh, missed the last hit. Alright, well, Akash finishes up Trinex. We'll see if Zero can hit the bomb jump first try. There,
oh, man.
Got it. Nice.
These two players making that bomb jump look very, very easy.
Alright, so let's see. All Akash needs is the Crystalline Swamp. So now he's got to be realizing that the mirror's just out there somewhere. He's got to... I hope he remembers the places he hasn't been.
Now he's going to have a nice running list in his head because he has a lot of places to check here.
Yeah, this is always the worst feeling when you complete all the dungeons you can complete and you're missing with that one key item. And, like, you're like, oh no, it's just out there somewhere. And you just have to go looking for it.
That Freezor was not having any part of it. It's just botted him into the corner. Oh, that's another cane over there. And that'll signify Zero going on to go mode here. So now he's ready to just start clearing out some dungeons.
Yep, he's going to head up to T-Rock and... Oh, this is actually going to be really nice routing, too. He gets to do T-Rock and shoot right over to Ganon. Yeah, I would say that Zero's... I mean, depending on how long it takes Akash to find the mirror, I would say Zero's pretty firmly in the lead at this point.
That is very true. I mean, so say if he were to find it now, because the swamp is so much faster when you're in go mode, but T-Rock is still kind of you have to dive a little bit.
Yeah, T-Rock takes a while. Definitely takes longer than Swamp, but it looks like Akash is trying to do the hammer pegs and the blacksmith quests. So if he takes the time to do that, that can be a pretty big time loss.
Interesting play there. I was like, maybe if you think he doesn't have time just to grab that big shield.
Yeah, he's going for blacksmith. Oh, that's not gonna be good for him. Yeah, without mirror too. That's a bummer.
Well, let's see what this little dwarven smith has for him. It won't be the items he's looking for, but maybe it's something good.
Could be silvers.
Did he just remember? He just remembered King's Tomb.
Wow. Look at that. Oh man.
What a routing decision here.
Yeah, this is huge. Wow.
It's almost like it was like the fake out Akash troll here.
There it is.
He's that's go mode. Now he has to get rid of this little guy following him around.
Yeah, I've actually never had this happen before. Like, you can't take him in the dungeons, right? You have to get rid of him.
I believe you do.
That's like the biggest troll. Is like you remember the place that you need to go and it has the thing you need, and you can't just go to the dungeon because you have a gnome following you around. hold on, I gotta drop my gnome off first.
Yeah, you'd be a lot of it now. But now, if this had silvers, it would be the ultimate in like perfect routing.
Wow, could you imagine if the dwarves have silvers? That would be insane.
Hey, it would be proper to the lore.
That'd be sick. Let's see what he's got. Oh my god!
Those are
so
almost
excited.
silvers, right?
I saw the arrow sprite and I was like.
So we have both runners now in go mode. Both have one dungeon to complete. This is going to be a very, very close race here.
Yeah, this is close now. Since he got the mirror when he did, this is real close.
This is what we're here for.
I think Swamp's faster than T-Rock, right? So like go mode Swamp. So
it's got to be.
So he's got to get up there after though. Like this is gonna be close.
Yeah, Zero does have to find the big key.
I mean, well, even go mode T-Rock. I mean, like you were saying earlier. I mean, you still gotta check like pretty much everything. Like there's a couple things you can skip, but you still gotta get all the keys you need. You still gotta get the big key. Like, ooh, he missed. He missed. Oh no.
Hopefully he gets over there.
Oh man, that's bad. I was gonna have enough time. Yeah, oh my god, it's a huge time loss for him. Oh man, if he runs out of time. Oh no, he ran out of time!
Right in his face. Oh, god. It's so sad.
That's brutal. I have to do it again. That was so close too. Oh, now you can't light the other torch because it's still going. Oh no, don't go back. It's gonna. Oh man, this is. This is. All right. Yep. Hook shot. Oh man, this is gonna be close too. Ooh, we got it. All right. Red boomerang for Zero as he clears out the roller room. Both runners in the go fast mode.
Oh my goodness. Well, both these runners actually finally got a dungeon that they actually want to do in go mode.
Yeah. Akash's got to use his boots more.
You don't need them, right?
He's got to go fast, man. This is gonna be a race of inches. I wouldn't be surprised if this came down to where Big Key is in Ganon's Tower. If they have to gamble on that, and also just Gauntlet Execution. I feel like those are gonna be some deciders in this race, given how close they are right now.
Neither of these runners are going to be checking that many more chests, so that just means that both these guys are going to be probably fighting Ganon silverless, and that's a skill in its own.
I mean, depending on how many chests they get to check in Ganon's Tower, it won't be the first time silvers were in GT. But you know, for the sake of entertainment, I'm hoping for silverless Ganon.
Cane Chomp's trying to put an end to this T-Rock run pretty early, but hopefully, good thing Zero got another alive there.
Yeah, it's always sketchy.
Yes, Zero did get out of the Ice Palace after he got his final go mode item. Didn't get the Butter Sword, which could be a difference here.
Red Mail and Mushroom for Akash, rounding out his arsenal.
Akash looks like maybe he's taking a couple seconds to look to maybe if he can. Like these chests are incidental. They're gonna be there. They're very quick to check, and so they might have silvers, which might help him out.
Yeah, there's really no reason not to check these for silvers. They're just like right there for you, and silvers can make the difference in a close race.
Alright, if Akash can make quick work of Argus and get his butt up that mountain.
Yeah,
Get pretty close here.
Akash is definitely in the lead now. This Argus fight's gonna be pretty quick, and Zero's only like halfway through T-Rock. This has been a real back and forth race.
It's been impossible to judge who's been on top, and the item placement has been perfect.
Yeah, this is like I said multiple times. It's been like just so back and forth with the item collecting.
Both making very intelligent plays, very smart plays, not really doing anything crazy, and still getting paid off for it. So, yeah,
right.
Something tells me that shovel's gonna go unchecked here.
So what do you think? Silvers are under shovel?
So we're getting to the point where the lovely time in chat where you guys got to guess the 1 in 22 for the chest. The big key is going to be in Ganon's Tower. If you win, you get a whole bunch of meaningless internet points.
Oh, Zero did check the shovel? We must have missed it.
Shovel's been checked. Akash taking a quick minute over here to fill up his bottles.
I mean, I can't blame him. That's typically what I do before doing GT.
Oh, you've already got some trolls in the chat. One saying tile room already.
We got a Bob. I'm personally a big fan of naming chest 12, though I've never won, so I don't know why I keep picking chest 12. Silvers is on pedestal? Maybe.
We'll never know, I guess.
We'll know at the end. When the credits
true.
are rolling. We will know where silvers are when Ganon tells us.
So, something to be noted, this is a pretty cool race that both players did know how to do all these dark rooms, or like having one of them not knowing and having to search for the lamp could have been catastrophic for either player, so it's really great that they both have these strats down pat.
Yeah, just the fact that they made this a lampless run was... If either of them didn't know how to do these dark rooms, that would have been the race right there. Like, straight up.
Because right now we're talking about 30 seconds to a minute here. But hopefully Zero is not going to waste time checking the laser bridge here.
He missed the bomb. Yeah, this is... I think Akash is ahead, but it's close. Depending on how he does with how Zero does with the laser room here, how quick he can finish this. Because he knows the second he gets a key, he can just go.
No, that's true.
Alright, this was the key if I remember correctly. Yep, there he goes. So we're on our way.
I guess while he's here.
Checking. Okay.
They might be good to get out of here.
Yeah, maybe silvers, I guess, is what he's thinking. Oh, laser room is so unforgiving.
Well, the trolling part here is that he has no idea that Akash is now just entering GT, so he may not think that he's losing time here.
Yeah, this could cost him. This is just seconds he doesn't have to give. Got the blue boomerang for Akash.
He's gonna need that for the whole run, I guess.
Alright, so I guess we're not doing right side, so...
I've seen a lot of people opting to clear out the right side outside of the tower room, or if they get a key.
Yeah, I've been noticing that's the accepted... Generally the accepted route at this point. A lot of people just go right. It just seems like the big key's been on the right a lot lately. I mean, I don't know if that's just, you know, a fallacy, but...
Anecdotal, who knows?
Yeah.
Akash using the hook shot to make these pesky skeletons a little easier to handle.
Alright, no big key yet.
Alright, we're gonna try an X fight here. Pretty low on hearts here.
I believe he has a potion, so we shouldn't be in too bad a shape. Yeah, he's got a potion, so.
Yeah, you gotta watch out, because Trinex's main head hit, that thing hurts for a lot of damage.
Ooh, that ice floor. Oh, the ice floor, it's so dangerous. Come on, come on, come on. Oh man, yeah, ice floor is just so tough. Oh, you don't want to get in the corner. Oh no, no, no.
Oh, thank goodness.
This is gonna be close. Okay, he's into the final phase, so he's probably good. That ice floor though.
Seen a lot of good runners get taken down by that. Liberal use of the cape, the savior of this seed here.
Yep. The cape has been like MVP for this seed so far. It's like every boss has just been cape. Alright, try next down.
Alright, we have 7 crystals for both our runners. He's... Shame we didn't mark when Akash walked in. We would know the exact time there would be a difference, but...
Yeah, that's true. We can remember when he gets the big key.
Silver's in Ganon's
Silver.
tower!
Alright, it's not gonna be silverless. Still looking for that big key though.
Sometimes you just gotta go real deep into the basement here.
So tile room, right? We're just all in on tile room right now.
So we get from the chat, he entered about 153. So we're looking at about a 3-minute difference, which can be made up on various things going on here.
Yeah, I mean it's probably just gonna come down to like Gauntlet and Ganon fights. Like a fall or something. Like this is gonna be one of those runs.
I've seen too much sadness coming from at the fall and Ganon's.
Yeah, this is close. Man, just stealing Bob's life savings, just unbelievable.
Adding the cough.
Like you don't already have the rich get richer. Like Akash with the almost quick kill, nice.
The ice fight a little better than his vanilla kill.
Yeah,
And Zero
it's easier
entering
with
about 157, so a little before 4 minutes.
Alright, big key was an Armos. Akash has began the ascent, just as Zero is getting started with the search for the big key.
Man, this is close.
This is real close. This is just gonna come down to Gauntlet and the Ganon fight, like 100%. If Akash just plays tight and gets through it, I think he's gonna have this one. But I've seen stranger things happen during GT.
Oh, for sure. The trolley mimics live on. Watch out for those eye beams. Pretty clean mimic phases here.
That was a good mimic room. You got the key dash, nice. Let's see if he can do the. No, he's going to selecting the hop down. All right, Kosh out of the spike ball room.
We're having a little bit of trouble hooking over here. Well, accidentally getting bopped back into the top room there cost him a little bit of time.
Nice room for Akash.
Good dodge there from Zero. Kosh getting a little bit bodied on the merry-go-round here.
Yeah, this room's tough. Oh, so close with the snipe. Oh man.
Those Igors are mad.
All right.
Eyeball.
We're oh, I just missed it. Oh man. Oh, these rooms are so hard. Come on, get him. All right, he's got it. All right, we're out.
I think the real question is, who puts all this ice in their home? One, it's got to be expensive. And two, just impractical.
It depends if you're trying to catch people. Oh, no, so close. Oh, wow, that was a close one. He almost got BMO'd out of there. All right, well, look, this is why we buy potions.
And Zero got a nice pickup for health there. His 4th piece of heart, adding another one. Give him a nice full health boost there.
Very nice. Ooh, Akash with a quick kill. Very nice land molas.
That's a nice one cycle there. The silvers for Zero.
Akash gets the quick kill on the Wizrobes. Let's see if he can get the second set in one shot.
Zero going.
Oh, that's so close.
Right side here.
He's just doing right? Oh no. I mean, I guess if you feel like you're behind and so you feel like you need to gamble, man, that's rough. That's not going to pay off for him.
Really, you would change if you're already down there. It does take a lot longer to get back down there.
Yeah, I don't know about this, but unfortunately, it's not going to be there for him. Definitely something we can ask him about in the interview after. All right, Akash is flying through the gauntlet, having a pretty good run of it.
Akash elected not to check any of those chests.
I don't know about not getting that magic. That could be a deal breaker on Ganon, but especially without the lamp, he's got to use the fire rod. Nice Boldorm fight.
Zero made sure to pick up that key out of that pot. I've seen a lot of people miss that and have to come track back here.
I have never even seen the room that Zero's in right now.
Never had to go this far deep.
I assume he's got a plan, but I haven't seen these rooms before. Alright, but Akash is starting the Aghanim 2 fight.
I guess this does make sense. If you come from this left side, do that other side, and then come around the back. It is a pretty efficient way. I think I've seen this done before. It just happened to not work out for him in this particular instance.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even know you could do that. Like, I've never seen someone do that before. So, I mean, now knowing that it loops around like that, like, well, I guess it makes sense.
Well, in the vanilla way, you can go either way and get yourself over to the big chest to get yourself the red mail and the big key itself.
Sure, yeah. Alright, egging him down for Akash.
Really padding that bonk count.
Oh, the midair catch with the swag duck. Armos is giving Zero a little bit of trouble. Oh no! Ooh, this is gonna be close. Shoot him! Oh, there you go. All right, cool. Having a little bit of trouble with the ice.
It's a little slippery down there. Yet again, not understanding who Ganon's decorator is, but I don't think I approve.
All right, let's get this Ganon fight going.
Man, this race has been close all the way up to here.
Yeah,
still only a couple minutes apart.
Race. Yeah. Let me say, what do you think? They're maybe like 4 or 5 minutes apart? Maybe not even. Depends how fast his gauntlet is, I guess. Akash had a very good gauntlet.
Yeah, he had a pretty good gauntlet run there. But now we get to see Zero. Zero has his big key, and he is ready to make his ascent.
Akash already in the 3rd phase. Yeah, Butter Sword makes it easy. What was it? Cuts the number of swipes you have to make in half, right?
Yeah, it's pretty quick. No more than 8 in each phase, I think.
Alright, now all he has to do is not fall.
Oh, well, that's a jinx. You can't be saying things like that.
Of course I can. I just did. Ooh, that was a nice hit. I think it was a twofer. Yeah,
Catch
that's
the
two.
middle there.
Oh, no. Oh, that was almost a hug.
Ganon gets a little lovey sometimes in the middle of the match.
Hey man, everybody wants a hug.
And that's going to be
That'll
it.
do it for Ganon.
And we got a dot done here. It's with official SRL time of 2:05.3 with Akash as your victor on this this Group R match. Some GGs in the chat for Akash here.
Well, that was a really good race. That was very exciting.
Feed here.
I am definitely looking forward to the interview. Definitely some plays were made. Definitely.
For sure. The domination of Dr. Wily has been ended.
Well, thank God for that.
Don't need Mega Man on this scene. So yeah, hopefully we can get Akash in here and ask him a couple questions about a couple of those gambles he made.
Well, in the meantime, we still got Zero making his ascent through the gauntlet.
He's has some bad rooms here. That last skeleton give him a little bit of a troll here.
Yeah, the skeletons on the moving floors can be such a pain. You're just like trying to get close to hit him, and then the floor moves you away, and it's just,
These conveyor belts can be quite trolly.
Yeah.
That's what they're called, Beamos. I think I was calling them Igors. Really disrespecting them.
Okay, so before
Okay.
you say anything,
Hello, Akash.
I want to remind Zebra Unicorn that I know where he lives.
So
So we got Akash, the winner of this race, coming on in as your opponent is now currently doing the Gauntlet Ascent. So it's a very, very close race throughout this entire time.
yeah, it was very back and forth.
Ooh, yeah. I did some dumbs. I actually walked into Meyer. As I did that, I said, I'm an idiot. I should be in ice right now. Like...
we did comment on that. I was like, well, ice has more items. I think you should do ice.
It kind of does, because you do get the 2 items in the shed near Meyer, but I don't know what it was. I had a feeling that I've had a feeling that the seed was telling me to go towards ice rather than Meyer.
Yeah.
So you'll find it very, very interesting. You guys both took very, very different routes and took very different gambles, but they both ended up paying off. Like, your opponent ended up going to pod way earlier than you and getting the flute and doing a bunch of different things that you didn't do, but they all did pay off.
Yeah, he went up to Death Mountain and like cleared the entirety of Death Mountain like way before you did.
Did you do it dark?
He did everything dark. Neither of you got the lantern.
I'm assuming it was that catfish, because that's like the only thing I didn't check that was.
It was not.
Catfish had junk. Yeah, it wasn't catfish.
Really? Okay.
We never actually saw where lamp was.
Yeah, neither of you got the lamp. You both did all the dark rooms dark. It was insane.
So it's funny. I was talking to Langston a few days ago about how Turtle Rock Dark Room was just the easiest thing ever. You just like down, right, up, left, whatever, and then I immediately mess it up.
Yeah, it was funny.
I have no idea what to do.
I was talking about when you were on your way to Turtle Rock. People were talking in the chat about like what items what was needed and stuff. And I was like, well, the lantern could be in Turtle Rock. And someone in the chat goes, oh, well, they already did all the hard dark rooms. Turtle Rock is super easy. It's just a conveyor belt. And I was like, all right. And then you immediately screwed it up. And everyone in the chat's like, all right, well, maybe not.
So it's I don't even know what happened.
Well, it's hard to tell if it was dark, right?
No, I know what happened. I forgot the first, like, you have to turn right, and then I knew it all, and I just did it without that right turn at the very beginning. So it automatically sends you left, I guess.
I think if you don't press anything, it does send you left. So
yeah.
we'll chalk that up to you being your fault.
I also found the like top right little area, and I tried to walk off. Apparently, you can't walk off the right, so I tried to walk off the left, and then got back on.
Yeah, we saw you like trying to jump off, and you couldn't. So it was like very clear you had screwed up. You were just trying to start over, but couldn't.
Yeah, I had no idea what to do. Yeah, I actually don't know. I've never done Death Mountain forwards dark, and I've like done it forwards with the lamp a couple times only. It just like never comes up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, but I know how to do the maze. Apparently, I can like get lost and then fix it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I didn't know you could do those dark rooms. Like I was like we were talking about. There didn't end up being anything in the pod maze. But we were talking about it. We were like, well, there's items left and, you know, pod maze, but like, I don't think he knows how to do pod maze dark. And then you just like banged it out. I was like, wow, that was like good for him.
Yeah, I've actually been keeping it a secret in case we do a race again.
I figured that because you didn't tell us. Like, me and Lanxia were like, oh, well, I don't think he knows how to do these dark rooms. And you were just like banging out dark rooms. I'm like, I think he was like trolling us.
But yeah, it's like it's the Death Mountain forwards one and the escape one. I just like never bothered to learn. It was like, when's that gonna come up? Apparently today. But
yeah, this was definitely the seed to know how to do dark rooms because neither you got the lamp. We still don't know where it was.
I'm trying to even think like where it could be.
I mean, people are saying purple chest. It's got to be purple chest. I mean, like that's like the only place that between the two of you didn't check, right?
Where was Mitz though? I thought Mitz was lamp locked.
I don't remember.
No, Mitz was in the bottom of Hera.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah.
So I needed like hookshot to get over there. Where was that? I can't.
No, you didn't need hookshot. You did need hookshot, and hookshot was very early. Hookshot was in.
Hookshot was Agana.
Yeah. So how about
so
clearly you were going with the strategy of check as many dungeons as humanly possible, and then there was like a huge amount of items that were just in regular overworld spots.
Yeah, I mean, I believe you, but I've definitely blacked it out. Like, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, there was a lot of we actually commented on multiple times that like we felt you were making the right plays for V26, but it just so happened that like there was just a ton of key items just in random overworld locations. Like that mirror was like
that was messed up.
Clutch.
Man.
Yeah. That's basically what it all came down to. Was he was starting Turtle Rock in Go mode, and you didn't have the mirror. So like if you did Purple Chest or something, like that could have been it. Like if you just didn't remember King's Tomb, like it was like real close.
Nice triple by Zero.
God, my Aghanim 2 fight was just horrendous. I don't even know how that happened.
We got. Oh, is he? Does Zero have a fairy here?
I don't think so.
He's low on health. If he dies to Aghanim, that's catastrophic.
Did he not get
Oh no.
Potions?
I don't remember.
I got potions because
I think he might have already used them.
Fair.
Nice cape strats.
I was expecting to do Ganon Silverless with the Fire Rod, so I wanted to have the magic refill just in case.
Yeah, I like that play of okay, Aghanim's down. Yeah, I like that play of getting the potions before beginning your ascent, because you didn't want to like. I could tell from the way you were playing, you weren't sure if it was close or not, so you were just like, I just need to make sure I don't die, which you know, is something I agree with doing.
I figured I made like pretty good decisions. I messed up a little bit, so if I had a lead, it wasn't that big, and I just didn't want to die. I wanted to just like play solid and make sure I didn't die.
That seems reasonable.
So I'd be interested to get Zero in here because you both took very, very different routes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this afterwards.
Yeah, this was a really interesting race, actually.
You took a very early pod gamble, and it actually ended up paying off. But like both of you did things that looked like they paid off and led you in two totally different areas. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was weird how it worked because basically what would keep happening is like you'd get a key item that he didn't have, so you'd do a bunch of stuff he couldn't do yet, but he had a key item you didn't have, so he'd be doing different stuff. So you were just doing different stuff the entire time, but accomplishing things. So you basically just like converged at the end when you finally found everything, and then it was just like, you know, a straight up race.
Yeah, the difference between Go Mode Swamp and Go Mode T-Rock ended up being the difference.
I was
Yeah.
so happy about that. That's the first time I've ever been able to do a Go Mode Swamp. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was huge because he was maybe what, like a third of the way into T-Rock when you started Swamp.
Yeah, Go
Yeah.
Mode T-Rock is not that different, right? Especially where
Yeah.
the big key was, because it was in the middle, so you had to do everything.
Yeah, he had to do the whole thing. Also, he had some trouble on Laser Bridge because he was looking for silvers, I think, and he like fell a bunch of times with that, and that was just
There was also a
he
key
gave up a
there.
bunch of time.
Zero with
You
the
know, he got the
disrespect
key
on
and
the
he
witch.
tried to do the. He got the key, but he got the 2 other chests because the 2 other chests were
Yeah.
after the key, so he tried to get for those
yeah.
and it was having some trouble. But yeah, Zero getting some potions from the witch before he takes on Ganon.
And disrespecting her by bombing her. Providing her a service.
I missed the bomb, but that's
Just rude.
That witch has done so much for me. Can't believe you would do that.
think of all she's done for you.
All those kisses.
Witch kisses.
The ones from the witch, yeah.
The puns. The puns. Alright, well, he's dropping into Ganon now. Hopefully making short work of this guy.
Well, keep in mind he has tempered, so.
Let's do
You gotta hit him. Yeah, he when he did Swamp, he. Oh no, it was Ice. Ice had Samaria. He got Samaria and immediately booked it, so he never got Butter Sword. So
I don't know what to
this
do.
With, he's been doing this with tempered.
Do I have to like reload the ROM to get out of the credits because it's not doing anything?
What do you mean?
Like I was gonna go check purple chest, but like it's stuck at the end timer, and I don't know. I guess I have to reload.
Yeah,
it.
you have to like close it and restart it, but I mean, I don't know.
There's a reset thing on your ROM if you need to.
Yeah, I think there's like a reset option.
I just loaded it again.
Well, Zero is making pretty short work here.
Yeah, this has been a good Ganon fight. You got
I don't
the 3rd phase very quickly. Let's see if he can finish him off. You got the torch glitch, very nice.
Did you like my file names?
Yeah, that was very nice.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Ooh, misses
You're
with the
welcome.
silvers.
Ganon's fire has been a little bit trolly here.
Ooh, just missed it again. Ooh. Oh, man. Somebody should just sweat when they get hit by the fire bats.
It's a sweating thing here.
Oh, watch out. Oh, no.
Oh, he got the 2-frame shot.
Yeah,
You
regular
got the
hit.
silverless strat.
Yeah, he just like slashed him and got him.
That's great.
Alright, he had a potion, so. Ooh, that was close.
That's gonna get him.
Alright, Ganon's down.
And he had a dot down him for Zeroatu with
I'm
finished
dumb.
2nd place of 2:18.17.
I was just watching Zeroatu. and,
Gosh, you
not
left
paying
the chance,
attention.
buddy.
I know. I was just dashing, not looking up at the game. I don't know. Gotta go fast, man.
The domination of Dr. Wily has been ended.
It wasn't there. Where was it?
It's right there.
No, the lamp wasn't there.
Oh, am I behind? I guess I'm behind.
Oh, maybe if you haven't checked Green Pendant, it might be in there as well. But
Oh,
hopefully we can get a Zero in here so we can. I got a couple questions for this young man.
where was Flippers?
Flippers were in Hookshot.
Hookshot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so it could be Green Pendant. Or actually, yeah. A lot of things that unlock ice. Ah! Nope. Not Green Pendant. I don't even know what I didn't do. Could it be Fatberry? Was that locked? What am I doing? It's not February. Okay. I don't even know what I didn't do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is the seed broken? Do we have to like read?
Oh, magic bat.
I think catfish.
No,
Yeah, maybe magic bat.
No, someone did Zero did catfish.
Whoops.
Potter was in Ganon Power, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it can't be there. Yeah, because you need it. Man, I don't know.
So okay.
I think they
Yeah.
checked everything in T-Rock, right? You full cleared T-Rock?
Yes. So,
Yeah, so
I miscounted in pod, and I wasn't sure if I had one item left or not. But I'm pretty sure I got everything.
oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's in pod. Maybe you like miscounted.
Bumper cave was not it.
Nope.
All right.
And it could it be? Oh, could it have been a mimic cave?
Yeah.
Could be?
Yes.
Okay, so that means it could also be
It can.
K45, right?
No, it
K45.
wasn't a K45.
Okay.
Zero check K45. Wow, it could be a mimic cave, right?
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
I have to know now.
No, well,
That's
you do
messed
that
up.
on your own time, sir.
Yeah, you can figure that out.
I mean,
Make sure to post it in Discord if you find
doing it
out.
right now.
Yeah, please. No, all right. So maybe we might not be able to get Zero in here because I haven't really heard back from him.
Well, we can get
Oh,
him.
well, yes, we got to share, so we'll get him here. Pop in on Discord.
Yeah, this is insane. Just everything was before dark room, or was before like any lamp locked rooms, but like we just never found the lamp.
Well, you just cleared everything because you could do dark rooms.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. What a crazy seed. Oh, here comes Zero. He's in the waiting room.
Goddamn squirrels.
Zero, glad of you to join us, man. We have a couple of questions for you. First of all, GG.
Yeah.
Good run for you, man.
GG.
Thank you very much. It wasn't a pedestal seed, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
We had a couple people calling for it in chat. We're glad it didn't happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you remember their names? Because
No, we're gonna keep their names secret to protect them.
all right.
Well, for you to know, like the race was very, very close. When you hit Turtle Rock Go mode, Akash hit Swamp Go mode. So you guys were
Okay.
a couple minutes apart the entire race.
Wow. Yeah, that was I mean, I could pretty much tell starting off the race with two swords and just the items that we got, it was going to be a pretty fast seed. Or rather, I was hoping it was. And then once we hit go mode, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, all right, this is a good time. Like, you know, let's finish it off. So I definitely had a little bit of nerves hitting me there.
I did too.
But that's
When I hit go
understandable.
mode.
What's that?
When I hit go mode, I was just like freaking out.
Yeah.
At the beginning of Swamp, I just did nothing correctly.
Okay. That's did you flood the key? I mean, as long as you didn't
No.
do that.
Well, I don't. Can you flood the first one? No, you can't.
Not the first one, no.
So my big question, it was like the one that really defined and changed this entire run was you took a very early gamble into pod, which got you the flute, which actually pointed you in the way of some pretty good directions. Like, why did you end up going into pod so early?
I went into pod early partially because I'm trying to remember exactly, but if I recall correctly, at that point, I didn't have an easy way to get back there. And so I was like, well, we have, 6 items in there. I'm over this way anyway, so I might as well do it. And that's really about it. I mean, we know that there's a lot more items in dungeons in this one. And I've had a couple races where I just decided to do pod or other dungeons later, and it wound up kicking me in the butt for that. So
I want you to guess where Lamp was, because I just went back in and found it.
I have no idea. I feel like we checked so many places. I think
Oh yeah.
Ganon's tower chest, big
No.
chest. No.
It can't be in the tower. We have
Oh,
to do
no.
dark rooms to get there.
You're right. I have no idea. Where was it at?
Mimic Cave.
Oh man.
Well, it's like, the
Oh.
funny thing is that the both of you could do dark rooms, which was actually like the defining part. Like if either of you couldn't do any of the dark
Mhm.
rooms, you would have lost so much time to the other person. You guys both did them like pretty well.
Hmm. Yeah, they went well. That was my first time doing a dark room in the Turtle Rock there.
Yeah, me
But I
too.
remember recently just watching, I don't know, someone run, and the first part was what always messed me up. But then just realizing it's just, a down right, and I'm like, okay, we can do that. So
Yeah, see, I also thought it was just start off down, and then I like held down, and it just took me left. So I went around the whole thing.
Oh my gosh. I'd just be hookshotting blindly, hoping to grab something so I could start over there.
I didn't think of that. I was just freaking out, trying to get to like somewhere where I could fall.
Yep.
It was great to watch.
Oh man.
Oh
But that was a fun one. I feel like it wasn't super trolly.
Yeah.
Other than the lantern if you couldn't do the dark rooms.
Yeah, it was really challenging. Which was nice.
Yeah.
It was really a lot of fun to watch. We all really, really enjoyed watching. It was a very, very close race. It was a good job to both of you guys.
Thank you.
You?
All right, I think it's about time to wrap this one up. Thanks everyone for watching. You must want to stick around for, I believe, on Randomizer Mania 2 at 11 o'clock. We're going to have Zyrak and Mr. Barry Bonds going at it for the Group J. So stick around for that. Give each of these guys a follow. Zeroatu a follow and AkashN a follow at Twitch. And thanks for sticking around and thanks for watching, guys. And we'll catch you at the next Randomizer race.
GG.
GG indeed.